White Sands National Park is a park located in Alamogordo, New Mexico. It fills the Tularosa Basin. As you can see from this picture, it is a large area covered in white sand dunes. The sand dunes appear to be like snow, and many times tourists in the area will sled down the dune. This is the world's largest gypsum sand dune field. It takes up 275 square miles of the Chihuahuan Desert. Located nearby is Roswell, a site where many people have claimed to see aliens. Also close by to the park is the Trinity site, the area where the first atomic bomb was detonated in 1945. The entire park is surrounded by a military base. The sand dunes of White Sands National Park are constantly changing. This is due to the processes of weathering and erosion. In weathering, the sand is picked up by the wind, and through erosion, it is deposited in different areas. Because of this, the sand dunes are constantly rebuilding themselves in different areas throughout the park. The park is home to several different and unique species of plants and animals. Many of the animals have evolved to sport a white coloration, blending in with the white sand in the desert. One of these animals is the bleached earless lizard, pictured here. Another is this tiny Apache pocket mouse. A noted special plant species found in this area is the yucca soap tree. This palm tree-like plant is a staple in the desert area of New Mexico and has been used by people in the area for hundreds of years. But perhaps the most interesting and rare thing about White Sands National Park is the sand itself. The sand dunes are made up of gypsum crystals. It is rare to find sand made out of gypsum because it is moderately soluble in water. Anything that is soluble cannot usually make up sand. So why are gypsum sand dunes prominent in this desert in New Mexico? The answer is precisely that. This national park is in a desert. There is very little rainfall in the area, therefore, there is very little water for the gypsum to mix with. Also, there is no outlet to the sea, so the grains that are dissolved in rainwater do not have any escape, thus meaning they will probably become part of the sand dunes once again. Unlike the rocks and other types of sands, the gypsum crystals are not formed from weathered, broken down rocks. They form in salty brines and get their gypsum from the gypsum in nearby sedimentary rocks. Another interesting thing about these sand dunes is that they can be seen from space. In this picture, which is credited to NASA, you could see white sand billowing throughout the area from the San Andreas Mountains to the Sacramento Mountains. The mountain ranges seen in the previous picture are on the sides of what was once a giant dome of gypsum sand. The dome collapsed 10 million years ago and left the mountain ranges on its sides. In the middle of these mountains is the Tularosa Basin, which is where White Sands National Park is formed. Located at one of the lowest points in Tularosa Basin is Lake Lucero. This lake is usually dry, but sometimes filled with water. However, when the water evaporates, it leaves behind more gypsum crystals. Not all sand dunes in the park are alike, however. They have different shapes and directions. There are different terms to describe these, including dome, Barshan, transverse, and parabolic. White Sands National Park is a beautiful field of gypsum sand dunes. Though it is constantly changing due to weathering and erosion, it still continues to look eerily similar due to the white sand appearance. It has a large variety of desert life found in the area, which is not found in many other places. It is a unique place that tourists love to visit and will continue to be a national wonder in America's Southwest.